Hey, it's Pete, GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. And I got another neighbor, his yard. We're going to go over here and help him out. He hadn't done anything, Lord have mercy, it's probably been last spring. An entire year's gone by, he probably hadn't done anything to the yard. So it's in pretty good shape. It's in decent shape. Got some weeds, a little bit of fungus, so we're going to treat that yard too. Spray some speed zone and some fungicide and a little tenacity. So we'll look at that part in a minute. So that was a half rate of the Academy Summer Fertilizer. I'm gonna push it a little bit and see just how far I can make this go now. This is a neighbor. He didn't do a whole lot. They've had some things going on and he just hadn't spent a lot of time in the yard, and that's fine. He's done nothing but mow it. Got some grassy type weeds, some old thistle looking stuff, and clover and Lespedeza, and I don't even know what you call that stuff right there. I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. Got a little Mr. Rhizoctonia in the house. Ooh, look at there. Ooh, that's a good looking leaf. That's a good looking lesion right there. Oh yeah. Come on, baby, focus. How come these phones don't focus good up close? There we go, look at there. Look at them lesions on that bad boy. See the black right here? There's your lesion, there's your fungus. So you can throw the nitrogen thing out the door. Too much nitrogen causes brown patch. I ain't never went for that anyway. Look at there. I mean, this yard has had 0 nitrogen in over a year. Still got Mr. Fungus. So we're gonna do a fungicide. We're gonna do a speed zone for a weed app, broadleaf weed control, fungicide, and the street is busy today. And then I'm gonna actually hit some of this stuff right here. Now I couldn't even begin to tell you what that's called. I have no clue. It's not Dallas grass, I know that for sure. Maybe like a first cousin to Dallas or something like that, but we're gonna hit that with tenacity. And over the next month, we'll show a little progress on this and see how all this cleans up. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to get everything in order, right? I'm trying to get the turf healthy with a food source. I'm getting the disease under control with a fungicide, and I'm getting the weeds under control with a herbicide. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Ooh, look at that bad boy right there. Good day in the morning. So here we go. Let's spray. All right, so I told you wrong. That is actually 6,000 square feet over there, what you're looking at, not 8. So it's going to be more of a 75% of a full rate. I actually measured wrong, to be honest with you. And you always double check your math. I do all the time. I know these rates like the back of my hand, but I'm constantly looking at this little label because this is kind of your Bible. This is your guideline to this product. It's kind of like the Bible's your road map to life. This is the road map to Speed Zone. So, man, I cannot tell you how many times I've used the same herbicide, fungicide, whatever side, multiple times, years and years, but I still find myself reading labels, the same labels over and over and over, simply because I want to make sure I'm accurate. Now today I'm doing a broadcast because I'm gonna spray the whole yard. Okay, that's what a broadcast is. We call it at work, we call it a blanket app, meaning we're gonna blanket spray the entire area of the yard. Like it's almost like you're taking a blanket and lay it down over the yard. That's kind of where it got the name, I guess. So this spot spray, you're gonna spray individual spots in the yard. Well, we're gonna blanket app this because there's a lot of weeds, so I'm gonna get them cleaned up. I wanna make sure I hit them all too. I like to add me a little sticky to it. Like that. Hey, one other thing you're gonna notice me do is you see what time of day it is? It's kind of late in the afternoon. It's right before sunset or sunfall. Sunset, sunfall. Sunset. Yeah. One other thing you see I'm doing is right before sunset, okay? So that means the temperatures have cooled down, ain't quite as muggy. It's a little cooler right now at night. It's about, I don't know, it's probably 75 degrees, maybe 80. One thing I don't like doing is spraying a little bit stronger herbicide in the middle of the day when it's super hot. When your turf is already maybe be under a little bit of stress from the heat, I don't want to go hitting it with a herbicide now. Some of your biostimulant products are pretty much the same way. Fungicides, the strobe and stuff like that, I pay no attention. I'll spray it whenever. I don't care how hot it is. All right, so tenacity is one of those really, really low use rate. I mean, like a full rate of it is 8 ounces for an entire acre. So I'm spot spraying it with this little booger right here. It's very difficult to measure out that amount of product. So I'm kind of taking a chance right here, and I basically put, I'm gonna say it was about 1/4 of a teaspoon. It comes with like a little syringe. Tenacity comes with a syringe. It's got the teaspoons laid out on it. And I mean, I may have put 3 drops or 4 drops in it. This is a little 48 ounce sprayer. I may have 16 ounces of water, and I probably put about 4 drops of tenacity, just a little teeny smidgen of adjuvant, because I don't want to waste this stuff, because I don't think I'll use all this, but I want to get pretty close. And the cool thing about this is I'm trying to localize and try to spray just that little piece of grass right there. That's all I'm trying to spray. Just like that. Just like that. And you see the foliage shaking when I do it. Spraying in the dark. Who would ever thunk it? We use it a lot in renovation work. My buddy Chris up in the mountains in North Carolina turned me on to tenacity, and boy, I've been in love with it ever since. All right, so now I got my fertilizer down, got my weed sprayed. Now I'm gonna work on that little bit of brown patch over there and see if we can't get it controlled. Now I've got me, I went on and put some RGS in here, and this is 1 dry ounce of azoxystrobin. It's a fungicide I like and use for brown patch. Now I usually mix this with another fungicide, but I was busy loving my neighbor and let him borrow it, and he ain't brought it back yet. So we're gonna forgive him of that. I think he's out of town, so he can't bring it to me. But we're just gonna try this. 1 ounce is going on 6,000 square feet with the RGS and with the natural adjuvant, and we're gonna see what happens. Look at that clover checking out. She's wilting up pretty nice. Still no wilt on the grass, and like I said, the tenacity is going to take a minute to work. Look at this. Look at these thistle type. It's kind of like thorns. I don't really know what you call them, to be honest with you. You start to see the thorns on them. Speed Zone has wasted that. Again, overall, it's not a bad yard. I mean, it's just got some weeds. It needs to be cleaned up. That's all. It needs a little fertilizer, a little fungicide, and she should pop right back in gear. All right, so here we are 2 days after the application. All right, so we're 2 days post. We have had 0 rain. We have 0 irrigation. He's actually going to water it in the morning. I'd actually told him to water it this morning, but he forgot. So he's going to turn it on in the morning. But look at this. 0 water involved. And that clover is checking up out of here. Look at all this right here. You can see the discoloration and the curl. All that's gone. Well, not gone, but it's headed out. You can see all your curl right here wilting up. Now even the grasses, remember we sprayed this with tenacity. And look at this. See how we're starting to get a little wilt. And of course we've even got a little discoloration right there. So, hey, we're heading in the right direction here. So we'll see how this looks. I'll keep you posted on this one too, but I think all in all, I think we'll be all right in about a month now. And what happens a lot of the times in the summer with weed control is you'll find that you'll spray if the ground's super dry and you spray a weed, you'll notice it takes forever for it to die. Well, the reason for that is there's no moisture present. See, the weed's got to have moisture to grow too. And in order for that weed to absorb and take in all of that herbicide, it's got to be actively growing. So that's so when it's dry, you'll find that weed controls are a little bit slower. They still work, because I'm showing you that here. See? Look at this curl. I'm showing you that here, that even though it's dry, the foliar application still does its thing, but it's not going to really kick into effect until we get some moisture in the ground and these weeds can check out. And of course the fertilizer was a granular. Obviously it's got to have moisture to activate and get going. The fungicide, that might look a touch better, but at the end of the day, I need the grass to grow, right? Because remember, when you spray your fungicide, it's going to look a little worse than it does before it gets better, because we need that new growth to start coming out of here and push that brown up to the top, okay? The green has to push it up. The new growth is going to push it up. Then you're going to take your mower and cut the brown off. It's going to grow up and push more brown up until you cut all the brown off and it's gone. That's kind of the way that works. So we will have to have some moisture to activate the fertilizer to kick the grass in gear to push the brown up so we can cut it off. So I'll keep you posted on this one and we'll see. See, I'm not expecting the drastic turnaround here like I did at the other neighbor, simply because we're starting it a little late, basically. You know, if it turns around, we get a lot of rain, or if he pumps the water to it and really gets moisture back in the ground, yeah, it probably will make a quick turnaround, but this old boy, he ain't gonna run his water like that, I can promise you that. So we'll hope and pray for a little rain. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. I've got a new neighbor's yard going. My yard's looking pretty good. It's still hanging in there just fine. I've watered it one time this entire year with my irrigation. So I got a couple of videos coming up on irrigation. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I run my irrigation, my personal irrigation, and how I set it up in minutes and ranges and when and water and how to water and all that. We'll talk about that. What else we got coming up? Boy, I've got a big surprise. I'm telling you, I've got a big surprise I want to share with you. And that's coming right around the corner. I am ecstatic about it. I'm telling you, it's ecstatic. So hey, I've got several other videos lined up I'm getting ready to start making, and man, I'm having a blast. Listen here, we're almost at 20,000 people. 20,000 people watches me talk about grass. That's very humbling. That I don't know what else to say. I'm very grateful, very humble. That is absolutely taking me by surprise. I had no idea, did not expect this at all. So thank you very much. I appreciate you watching my channel, watching me talk about grass and trees and bushes and life and whatever else we can talk about. Hey, like and subscribe. I want you to see that surprise video coming up. Don't forget about my July 4th video. So hey, what are we gonna say right here? Get your neighbor's yard right, right? We done got one neighbor's yard right. We're gonna get another neighbor's yard right. Take it easy. Have a great night.